Welcome everyone back to another edition of PM Partners in Marriage. I'm one half of your host, John Godbold.
And I'm Bertel Godbold.
And we're so glad to have you with us back again. If you just joined us, hey, you missed the first segment some time back. Get it, follow us, get onto our podcast page and see it, okay? We got our guest in the studio with us again for part two, Robert Brickey, Duke University graduate, former captain of the Mike Krzyzewski Duke basketball team, the Blue Devils. We've been talking previously about marriage, getting ready for marriage. And today, Robert, again, thank you for joining us, man. It's so easy talking to you, and we appreciate you.
Man, listen, it's an honor to be here. And listen, I'm just at a stage in my life where I want to encourage people. I want to love folks and try to make this a better world.
Well, we appreciate it because my wife and I, over 51 years of marriage, we come to the point we recognize people need more examples, and you have to really love what you're doing from the inside out. And this is definitely out of her comfort zone. But I'm here to tell you, a marriage doesn't work unless you got a partner that's working with you.
Right.
So today, if we can, with your skills in coaching, last time we talked about this, you coach on the collegiate level, and I'm looking at some of the teams there. I mean, SMU, man, it was West Point, Duke, and then on the professional level, you coach in Canada and the U.S. So we want to compare or see the similarities between coaching and marriage on this session, okay?
All right.
So let's kind of break it down. So by definition, share with us what is coaching, what is marriage, and what do you see similar in the two?
I think when you're coach in a marriage, I think you coaching yourself.
Okay.
Because if I'm not whole and I'm not healed, I'm no good for my partner. So I've got to coach me. And then, so when I'm good with me, then I might be good with you. And then we got a chance. So I think that means you got to take inventory of where you are in your life, what your priorities are. Because you got to know all those things because you got to take that into a relationship with somebody else. And that person's going to have those things too. And are they going to coexist? Are they going to mesh?
Yeah.
So taking that inventory, am I in a good place spiritually, mentally, physically, socially, financially? You got to bring something to the table. So you got to govern your actions, and you got to understand. You got to evaluate your own package. Okay, if I'm looking at me if I wanted to look at a partner, would I make a good partner? I have to be able to evaluate myself and say, hey, what am I lacking? And then maybe you need a trusted confidant. You can say, hey, maybe I see these things, but maybe I'm a little blind because of me. And you need to bounce those ideas off somebody, but somebody you trust. Maybe you need a safe space to say, hey, listen, I'm feeling this, but tell me the truth, man. Am I seeing this the right way?
We call that Johari window. We have a class we do on that. And one of those windows is called a blind spot. And your partner sitting in the car on that right side, old school mirrors in the car. They just do stuff now. They blinking and showing you all kinds of things. But that's what we talk about. My partner can show me my blind spot. That sounds good.
Yeah. So just you got to just maintain your inventory to see if it matches your partners.
Okay.
Because if I want kids and you don't, well, then we gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
So that I need to know that about me, and I need to know that about my potential partner. So just I think coaching is just self-governance. If I can govern myself according to God's precepts, I can follow those, and then I think if I can stay in touch, in tune with the Spirit. My goal is to walk with the Spirit every moment of the day, and trust me, I struggle with that sometimes, but if I can stay in tune to God's Spirit, He's going to order my steps. And if He orders my steps, this is going to be a magical journey. Not to say everything's going to go right, but you can deal with the hard times if you know you're walking with God. But if you feel like you out there alone, that's a lonely place.
Yeah. Now, the coaching partner you're talking about now, and when I listen to a coach or I watch even Mike Krzyzewski, that time when we were sitting on the bench, and I'll never forget this, he called a play. The point guard was coming down. He called a play. And then halfway down when the guard got there, he said, no, Robert, So he shifts something
Mhm.
because he saw something. Coaches should see more of the entire, know more about what's going on than the players.
Right.
So how does that correlate to you? Who's your coach, and how does your coach know more about you?
This is a prime example. Spirit gave me this the other night
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid. My mom on a Saturday would get in the car and drive around, pay bills. This is before debit cards and all that.
Oh yes.
You had to go to Belk,
Yeah.
drop check off PwC. So we would spend the day going around town, and then we would get to like cleaners or something. But I was short. I was a kid, and I couldn't see over the counter, and it would just drive me crazy. I don't know why. What I thought magically was happening behind the counters at these places. But later on, I realized when I got old enough to see over the counter, I could see from a higher perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And that higher perspective allowed me to understand the systems in place that I would see.
Good. That's good.
And the first system I began to understand was trust. If I could, because my mom would go to this cleaners, and if they mess her clothes up, she ain't coming back here. But for years, she was the same. So I understand walking in there. She must trust these people because they take care of her clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So my higher perspective began to allow me to see things and understand things in a different way. So I think that's part of coaching. Your higher perspective is connected to the spirit. The spirit can see from the mountaintop.
Come on.
You can't.
Okay.
And, I'm seeing from the ground level, the ground perspective. I can't see very far. My range of view is only X number of feet.
Mm-hmm.
From the mountaintop, I can see what's coming. I can see which way to go. I can see how to avoid the pitfalls. So I think that's part of the coaching journey too, is just understanding how to tap into your higher self and walking with that spirit.
You've been married now a little over a year. What did you come to in your communication style, your finances, your desire, et cetera, that made you say, okay, now I'm ready for this? And you see that correlation of saying, my team is ready for the competition, the next game.
Right. It was peace. I had to get to a place of peace in here.
Okay.
And I got to a place of peace to a point where, the scripture said, the peace that surpasses all understanding. And I didn't think that was possible until now. And I got to that place of peace. I was like, boy, I can't let people disturb this. And so I had to start cutting, like I told you, I had to let things go, people go, because I was like, I got to hold, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. And I realized, man, and my wife is such a peaceful woman. So we just connect in such a wonderful way. But just getting to a place of healing and peace allowed me to see things from a higher perspective.
Okay. And I bet you can jump
I
in
want to
anytime you want
ask how
to.
you met her. How did you know
Oh,
she
yeah.
was the one? How did you know?
We met, I was coaching at Shaw University, 2004. And a friend of mine said, hey, I got a young lady I think you need to meet. And so she introduced us and we dated for a while. And then I was in the place that she wanted to get married. I was not in that place at that time. And we went our separate ways but stayed in touch.
Mm-hmm.
And in the back of my mind, I said, well, you know what? If I ever have a chance again, if I ever get a chance, and we were going to have a group of friends. We go down to Myrtle Beach for the Super Bowl. No agenda, just go watch the game, buy chicken wings. And my brother canceled, and I had talked to my then friend, Mia, and I said, hey, we had a cancellation, we got extra room if you want to come.
Mm-hmm.
She gave. We've been together ever since. That was right before COVID.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
So if you look back at the combination of coaching and marriage again, being ready for that, how does that help a person think and process? Okay, me hearing you talk right now, what would you say in the next 50 seconds or so to a person saying, I think I'm ready, but I don't know about that peace. I don't know if I have that peace yet.
Well, you ain't ready.
Okay.
You don't have. Listen, I can't take chaos and drama and trauma into a relationship and expect it to work.
Okay.
It ain't gonna work. So if you don't get the peace, your relationship is probably not gonna work.
Well, now we got to go another way then. Okay, you said on the team, or actually your piece, you had to get rid of certain people, certain habits, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with the team. If you tell them to be in shape, to be basketball ready, to be whatever, and they need to get rid of some things as well.
Mm-hmm.
How does that correlate with your marriage or a marriage?
well, and I'm sure you two can speak to this because y'all got a lot of experience, but you got you can't uh, let folks.
Mm.
I'm having a difficult time putting the words together here. I think the struggle lies in where we struggle with ourselves, and
Yeah.
it's sometimes we can't let stuff in.
Yeah.
This is our center. This is our heart is our center. We got to operate from here, and
Sure.
we can't connect
Mm.
to me internally, get me right, connect to you heart to heart. We got no chance. So I think you gotta deal with the darkness. You gotta dance with the devil.
Yeah.
Before you can dance with the Lord.
So she had the peace. You felt the same peace when you were around her.
Oh God, oh man, listen, so we spent about 7 straight months together during COVID. I mean, 7 straight, every day with nowhere to go. And I was like, man, if we can make it through 7 months of sitting on the couch looking at each other every day, we got a chance. But that's mainly, in my fact, her pastor, we did a premarital counseling. Her pastor said, why do you want to make this one? I said, her energy brings me peace. And when we're around each other, I just feel different. And we may not say a word. I just like having her in the room. Because something about her spirit that connects the mind in a way that just brings me a level of peace.
That's what we have. Yeah. I understand that.
Right.